Hey guys, so I'm going to be cutting my hair. This is going to be in real time, not edited like at all. Mainly because I want people to really see how to get the quote unquote wolf cut. Now, I have been growing my hair out. Literally, it was like maybe a couple inches long just a few short months ago. And my hair is curly and grows different lengths all over my head. So it's finally long enough for me to put it all up in a ponytail had I had a ponytail. Now, tools I'm going to be using are ribbon, scissors. Yes, these are craft scissors. I do have a pair of cutting scissors that I will be using, but craft scissors first. And I will kind of try to explain why. So now, first things you're going to want to do, instead of brushing your hair forward, at least if it's the same length as mine, you want to brush it all back. Now, full disclosure, I am a perfectionist, which is why I straightened my hair before even doing the brushing. So, I have this and another comb that I'm going to be using to part sections as I cut. Now for me, I like as many layers as possible in the front, and I also like to be able to do a side bang. So my bangs, try to get it as straight as possible. You don't really want any dips. It should look essentially like a square. Now, and this is just really dependent on how you yourself prefer your bangs. So, with this, now this is where most people don't do. I braid my sections. Again, that's because I have naturally curly hair, and actually really it's what I've always done to get the look I desire. So, as you can see, it's quite a tight braid, nice and even. This is exactly what you want. Now, instead of cutting at the eyebrow, we're gonna cut at the bend in the nose. Keep it taut. Do not let up on the pressure. Okay, perfect. So now we're gonna go and do the next layer just like that. We're not gonna worry about correcting any imperfections. Now this next layer should be about the same thickness, and we're gonna again brush it forward. Whether you have a hair tie or not, you can do this look. And that's kind of what I wanted to demonstrate. That, and my hair is finally long enough to where I want to get and disclaimer, if I haven't already said it in this video, I am not a professional hairstylist. I have watched many tutorials, but this look specifically I've been doing since I was about 16 years old. For me, because of my culture, I don't feel comfortable getting my hair done in salons. I have, but I prefer not to. And like, you really have to be careful with who does your hair, because some people don't have the best intentions for you, and that negativity will go with the hair. So now you're going to do your best to get all those bangs out of the part. Actually, you know what? The bangs won't matter. Okay. So again, we're gonna get it as straight as possible. And I know it seems like it's gonna be random, but I promise you it is not random. Now, right here, this is what you want. So over here, it curves up and is not even. So we need to add a little bit more. It's getting there. Ooh, I think right there is perfect. But right here, bam. Exactly what you want. You do not want any variation in your line. Now, if you're just cutting to cut and you don't really care, that's fine. I totally understand that. Hair therapy is a thing, but I'm actually cutting my hair because I want to not only feel better, but be better and do better. My hair is a big part of my identity. So now the braid is being stubborn. So what I do to fix stubborn braid is bring the hair all the way up And again, as tight as you can possibly go. Like this part should cause you just a teeny tiny bit of pain. And if it doesn't, you didn't do it right. Okay, so now the last cut we did was to the bend of my nose. This cut is just above the tip of my nose. Mainly, so I told you my hair tends to grow at different lengths and different speeds. That's really for everyone. It's most noticeable on my hair because I have very thick hair. And that's why I'm doing such fine, such precise layering. And again, the corrections are gonna happen, but they're not happening right now. Now this perfect. This is exactly what how I want the front. This is not how it's going to be. I mean, it's so now the back doesn't really matter if it's extremely we're gonna tie the unicorn horn. Okay. That's gonna be out of the way. So now we're gonna go to the corner of our ears and up. Corner of our ears and up. And really, I promise you guys, nothing I do is random. Like, this is step by step the best way, in my opinion, to get this look. Now, as you see, I have very fine baby hairs growing everywhere because my hair has finally started to grow. So now you can see This kind of goes to the same length as my nose. I'm gonna try to over direct the braid as much as possible. And you want the braid pieces to be as evenly spaced as possible. There is always going to be the one that's just a teeny tiny bit bigger. And that's okay as long as you end up with that one in the middle of the braid. So now, instead of cutting where the actual braid is, we're going to come down and we are going to cut the very tip. Now, while it's in this state, I'm just gonna snip, like very, bam, bam. Typically, when people do this look, they start off with longer hair. I'm just glad that my hair is finally long enough to cut, and I need a restart. I mean, everybody needs to have a cleanse, so to speak. And I mean, it's only been about 15 minutes since I started, and I'm already halfway done with it. Like, and really, in all honesty, I could just stop right here and do a couple just correction cuts in the bottom, but I really want my hair to be as even as possible in the layers. So now, the very tips of your earlobes. Bam. Now this part doesn't necessarily have to be as precise. Again, want to do just the very tip, and the bigger or longer piece should be in the middle of your 3 braid when you finish. Okay, so we got it. Bring it forward. You can see the braid unraveling. That's okay, because you got the longest piece. And we're gonna unravel the braid. Plume it out. Again, like I said, I am not editing any of this video. This is real time. How to get the look. So now at this point, the back of my hair is too short to over direct forward. So I am going to brush it all back. I don't want any of the back of my hair going forward. Get all this hair, do a little unicorn horn, and I'm going to French braid the back of my hair. Now, if you don't know how to French braid, I recommend having someone help you. I'm going to turn around so that way you can see exactly how I do it for myself. Crown of my head. Now again, you want to do this as tightly as possible, as even as possible. You want this braid to be in the exact middle of your head. You don't want it veering off to the left or to the right. Just exactly in the middle. And for this part, you really just have to trust yourself because it's not the easiest thing. I know that. Again, I've been doing my own hair for, well, really my entire life. But I started cutting and dyeing and stuff like that when I was 16. And as per my culture, I had a friend that was near and dear to me pass away, and part of our mourning is cutting our hair. Now, he is not a direct family member, so I'm not going to be cutting all or most of my hair, but I am in reverence to him cutting and styling my hair at the same time. Okay, so at this point I can turn around, I think, and face you guys again. Now, as you saw, it's as straight as I can possibly get it and as tight as I can possibly get it. So now, again, We're going up. And if your hair is long enough, this part can absolutely be redirected up. This just kind of fakes it. So, and again, I'm at the very, very, very tip of my hair. Very, very tip of my hair. Unbraid it. Fluff it. So now that very last part, as you can see, this side didn't really work out the way I personally want it. So this is how my hair naturally parts. Now the correcting, which I'm gonna pause. Okay, I'm back. I had to pause it just for a second to go get the hair cutting scissors. Forgot to bring them in. Okay, so now we're gonna fluff out, get the layers to see where they lay. Now this layer is just a little thicker than the layer on the other side. So I'm gonna, like I said, nothing I'm doing is random. It is for a reason. So this layer is still a little bit thick. I have extremely thick hair. And this just kind of gives it a little bit less weight. And it helps when I do a curly look. As it grows out, it'll be long enough for me to, it still is actually long enough for me to put in a ponytail. That's my main goal, is to be able to ponytail it with a little bit of bang to frame my face. Ironically, I hate hair in my face, but I like the bangs. So, and because of the parting being so precise, I don't have to worry about, oh, is this right? Is it? Because I made the parting so precise. So now we are going to French braid. And again, I know this could be difficult. And you may say, well, why bother do all this work yourself when you can just go and get it paid and have it done by a professional? And, you know, I do not fault you for that. But some people don't have the money. And again, like I said, some just don't have the best intentions for your hair. And, you know, for me, this is purely a preference / cultural thing. I don't let many people touch my hair, and yeah. Okay, so we're going to snip the very tip of this. Just the very tip. Unbraid. And now I'm gonna attempt to give this just a slight feathering. Bring it forward. Okay, we're going to do the same to this. It's already slightly feathered because of the way we did it. Another thing also is both sets of scissors were sharpened about a week ago. So they're about as sharp as they possibly could be, even though they are not new. This part right here by the ear is just a little. There we go. a lot of it's just trying to figure out how your layers are going to lay, and I mean, okay, so now I'm gonna pause the video one more time after making this last corrective snip, and when I come back, I'm going to come back with dampened hair and do the curl pattern. Okay, well, when I said dampened hair, I actually meant soaking wet hair. So I'm just twisting the towel as tight as it can be. I don't want to aggravate my hair while it's in this state, so I want to get it to wring out as much water as possible. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Oh yeah. Nah, I'm just joking. I'm not. So now, normally, I don't use a brush for this part because when you want your hair to be curly, it's better to either use a wide tooth comb or your fingers. You can use product if you want, or you can just let it air dry and do its thing. I'm going to use a little bit of hair oil. It's Garnier Fructis Sleek and Shine Anti-Frizz, and it has baby oil in it as well, because I have always loved putting baby oil in my hair. It's how I get a bronze look. Actually, I really don't know where the bronze comes from. I assume it's from the baby oil, because my hair, as you can see at the roots, is very dark, but my hair has always done like just this gorgeous red copper tone, and it's one of my favorite things. I don't know, it's and also too, like I said, I'm just a regular person, and nothing on it is. I watch a lot of Brad Mondo, and he's been reacting to this cut, wolf cut, unicorn cut, whatever you want to call it. And he's always asking, well, is it just random places? Like, how does it become a cohesive look? So, if this could get to Brad Mando, that would be awesome. Because he would be able to see, no, it is not random. And yes, it does turn into a cohesive look. And with the bangs, perfect length. Literally just one squirt. Then I'm gonna do a couple other ones. Like, I don't really want to coat the hair too much. I just want to give it a little bit of oof. And again, this will help with frizz. And if you're wondering why I'm looking off in the distance, it's the mirror I'm looking at. I think maybe that's why people call it the wolf cut, because it really makes you want to just shake your head like a wolf or a dog. But there you go. All done. It's as good as it's gonna get. The layers are perfect. If there is any mess ups, that's okay. Give it a week and it'll be better.